Good people, welcome to Metro Podcast Studios review of the top 5 XLR microphones. I am Dr. Seku Gathers, host of the Truth Prescription Podcast, and today I'm going to go over the top 5 XLR microphones. I did a previous video on the difference between USB and XLR microphones, so you can check that out on the same page if you get a chance. Now, what I want you to understand is that my comments about these microphones are based on my actual use of two of the microphones. I've used the ElectroVoice RE20, which I'm talking into right now, and the Rode Procaster. My reviews of the other microphones are based on studying the sound from YouTube videos, from other articles, from other reviews that have been done. Let's jump right in. But before we jump in, I just want to say this. My comments about these microphones, in my opinion, remember, is based on the raw, uncut, unprocessed sound that the microphone gives right out of the box. And so whatever the microphone shortcomings are, with a really good engineer who has really good ear and good tools, you can mitigate some of those problems or even solve them. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so let's jump right in. Number 1. First microphone we're going to review is this one right here. This is the ElectroVoice RE20. Great microphone used on a ton of podcasts and in probably 60% or 70% of all radio stations across the nation. It's pretty much the gold standard of microphone. It'll run you about $399. And for each microphone, I'm going to give you an adjective that to me really encapsulates and describes it. For this one, I'm going to give it the name or the word presence. To me, it has the best presence when you listen to it compared to other microphones. I don't want to be sacrilegious, but it's almost like it gives your voice that character, almost like God is speaking. It really, because of its sensitivity, it's sensitive from 45 hertz to 18,000 hertz. And so within that sensitivity, it's really made for the voice. And that's why I really like this microphone. Microphone number 2, the Shure SM7B. Now, I'm sure some of you recognize this microphone. It's been used also on a lot of podcasts. Not as many radio stations, but a lot of podcasts, a good amount of radio stations. It is used on The Breakfast Club, which a lot of people know here in New York, on 105.9 show. A little piece of trivia, it was the actual microphone that Michael Jackson used to record Thriller, right? The multi-platinum album, Thriller. It'll run you also $399. Its responsiveness, frequency responsiveness, it's from 50 to 20,000 kilohertz. And the adjective that I like to use to describe this one is flat. And not in a negative way, but flat because it just gives you a nice, even sound. It doesn't give you that presence and broadness and bigness of the ElectroVoice, but it definitely gives you a nice, flat, even tone, which is good in a sense because it allows you to do a lot of things in post if you need to. Microphone number 3 is the Rode Procaster. Now, this is my personal favorite in terms of its price and what it gives you. At $230, you get a really solid mic with really solid sound, also used on a decent number of podcasts. Its frequency ranges from 75 to 18,000 hertz. And the adjective that I like to use to describe this microphone is brightness, because it really gives the voice a nice bright tone that, again, you can do some things with in post if you like, but straight out of the box, it gives it that nice brightness and compared to some of the other mics that we've looked at. Microphone number 4, the AudioTechnica AT2020. Now, this is a classic. It's a good microphone for first-time podcasters. It'll run you $99. Remember, the AT2020 is a condenser mic. right? So unlike all the other mics we talked about, which are dynamic microphones, a condenser mic will give you a lot less rejection, meaning when it's going to pick up a lot more of the room noise, because it's the pattern of the sound that it captures is a lot wider. Whereas a microphone like the ElectroVoice, the Procaster, these other microphones that I've discussed are dynamic microphones. So they have greater rejection, meaning if you move around to different, you see how I'm moving, and you can hear me a lot less. With a condenser microphone, you won't have that. And also with a condenser, you need phantom power. So these are some things to think about. In terms of the sound quality, the adjective I would use for this one is basic. It doesn't sound fantastic in any way. Its frequency response is from 20 to 20,000 hertz, and it'll give you a basic sound. It's a good starter microphone. And lastly, microphone number 5, I'm going with the Rode PodMic. And this microphone also cost about $99, price similar to the AT2020. And it's another microphone that's good for a first-time podcaster. One good thing I will say is it's the smallest mic out of all the ones we've reviewed. So if you're kind of like on the go and doing your podcast, kind of run and gun style, it might be a good fit for you. The frequency response is from 20 to 20,000, so you get a really wide range. The thing I don't like about this microphone, I really don't like the sound. The adjective that I use to describe this last microphone is thin, because it really gives you sort of a thin sound. It's the thinnest sounding microphones of all the ones that we've reviewed, which is why I don't want to say I don't believe what they've documented as their frequency range, but to me, it really is in the higher ranges when you really start testing it and listening to different audio tests. And there's a ton online, so you can check it out for yourself. But thin is the one that I would use. All right, good people. Thank you for checking out this review of the top 5 XLR microphones. And listen, I'll see you at the studio. Take care.